I did plenty of videos today, but I'm gonna give you guys this one last video. We're gonna go to the 1 hour time frame, and refresh. I want you to do the daily to really look at the market. This is the daily on Mini MQ. Daily 200 EMA is right there. We're still reaching to get down there, right? Haven't yet. We broke through though. So that's a fair warning that we're trying to get down to this 2264. If I go to SPY, it's 569. We've been down to 582. That's another $12 to go. We've already filled this gap. We've already filled this gap. And now we're just kind of recovering, going back up. The best thing they can do is fill this final gap to 569, and then that would allow them to go super duper crazy, but that would also cause a lot of panic in the market. But what I want you to notice is from November 24th, when you're trading and you want to accurately read what the market is going to do for a day, it's super duper simple. It's not is it a cup and handle? Is it a double top? Is it a double bottom? It's easier than that. Let me strip all these things right here away. Pause. Yes. Delete all inactives on this screen. Thank you. And then take away the drawings, because the drawings are giving it away. Okay, let's put the market in a box. This is, we'll go even smaller. We'll bring it all the way back to Tuesday, November 5th. And we're just gonna make a box. Bottom of this candle, highest candle that we've reached, make a box, okay? Divide that box down the middle. So cancel this, right click right here, draw a horizontal line, slide that horizontal line to this white line here, and you've reached halfway. This is the market structure. All of this from November to this is the market structure. Every single week, we're either going to trade the top half or the bottom half, and then there's going to be levels in between. So then take this right here, draw a blue line, boom. Take this part right here. Every level that we stop at and have a hard top, draw a blue line. This is simplifying it beyond what you see where mine is super messy and I'm drawing out every single line. You don't need every single line, but it's a grid system. Look at the space between each line, which is why I guess the Fibonacci thing that you guys like to use works so well, right? But look at the space between each line, and every day you're going to trade in the range itself, either the upper portion of the range or the bottom portion of the range. Doesn't matter what day it is. On amazing days like today, you're going to get the full range, right? Going to halfway, pull back up to the top half of the range, then release, and you're gonna get the full part of this range. Turn right back around after we hit the floor, went right back up pretty much to the high part of that range. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame now that we have our box. Now that we have our box, reduce it to the 1 hour time frame, and you really start to see it. Click this plus sign. Let's just take a section. This is Wednesday the 6th. This is Friday the 15th. Let's cut it down the middle and go to Monday. I wish I could do a vertical line right here, but this vertical line right here, notice, started out in between these two lines. 4 hour time frame I drew these lines. Here's the beginning of the morning, 9:30. Here's the end of the day. We're in between these two lines. That's part of the zone. Next day, we broke this line at 9:30. Now we're trading the next zone. Crazy, right? Crazy how that works. 9:30 Thursday, traded the top half. Friday, finish the trip to the top line. All right, Monday, we're at resistance. We start pushing down. We go halfway. Now I'm going to use these white lines to signify the halfway points. I'm not going to put blue lines all over the screen. I don't need blue lines all over the screen. So we use this white line here. 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 All right, so couldn't break the high. This is the all-time high, November 24th. Couldn't break it. So we go back down to halfway. We wick out halfway, but guess what? We don't go all the way down to this point right here. Instead, we go back up, and then we go on over to the next day, 9:30 again, doing the exact same half of the market, going up to that blue line. Still can't break it. Now, we have been told multiple days now that we cannot break the high. Guess what? 1:30 in the afternoon that same day, we reject, and we never look back. Guess where we stop? Exactly at the halfway mark. The next day, we gap down to the halfway point right here. I want you guys to listen. When you finally see this, you're going to be like, holy crap. We push down to exactly the halfway point of these two boxes here. We go low, we break this line. Now we're in this range right here, right? In between these two. So now it is 9:30. We're at the halfway point. You cannot go up from the halfway point if you push down. So we push all the way down, we break through. Now we're in this range, and that's it. 9:30, boom, 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 boom. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we couldn't get to this bottom line here. So we get a pushback to where? The halfway, the full point of that range, back to where we pretty much needed to start. We consolidate and kind of push through. We start consolidating lower. Cannot push back up to the top of this candle right here, right? Look at the next day. We gap down yet again, basically to the halfway point of this zone, push down to this level again. So this is your protected floor right here, right? Mark out the protected floor. So this white line is your protected floor. So now what it can do, since you can't get to the protected floor again, or you're bouncing off the protected floor, get you back above this line. Guess where we go from that line? To the same starting point from Friday, November 25th. Guess what? Here's Wednesday, November 20th, 5 days later. We push back down, giving us the opportunity to hit it yet again. But guess where we can go? We can only go to the body of this candle right here. Let's mark it out for you. We can only get to the body of this candle. I want you guys to start seeing this. You have to understand how the market flow goes. There are rules in place that even massive manipulations cannot affect. Body of the candle, body of the candle, body of the candle, body of the candle, body of the candle. Notice every single time there's wicks, they stop at the body of a candle. They don't go to the other wicks and create more wicks. You'll get like days like this where it's a mess. This is just consolidation showing us that we're going to go further north. But the trend has started where we're going higher. We pull back down, giving us an opportunity to gear up for a higher push. We get to the body of the candle right there. It starts to push. We get to the line, the resistance area. We go down. We break the resistance area. We hit the 23 EMA. This is on the 1 hour. We go down. We get to it again. We go down. But look, body of the candle, candle wick, body here, higher lows and higher highs. Now the body of the candle is getting above this. Once the body of the candle closes above this, what do we do at 15:30? We break it, and guess where we go? That's so weird that we would stop here again. Now, the next day, we wick down a little bit. We get right here. Oh, look at that weird. That wick right there. That's so strange. It's at the body of the candle. So we get that massive push down. Hit the body of the candle. Hit the body of the candle. We get a massive push for the second half, for 10:30 or whatever, right back up to where? This resistance line here. Now we hit that resistance line again. We reject. Once we get the body of the candle above the resistance line, look at where the wick stops. Body of the candle. Oh, look, we're in a brand new zone. We still haven't broke the structure or whatever from over here, but we're in a brand new zone. Now we're trading this one. So to this half, isn't that crazy that this matches up every single time? It matched up on November 7th. It matches up on November 22nd, 2024. Now we're trying to break this area right here. So now we get a gap up. Beautiful. Where does the gap up go? This line right there rejects 2. this line right here from the 4-hour time frame. So now we're trading this half of this zone. Wick down again to where? The body of the candle. Go right back up, trading this half of the zone. The next day, since we were going up, we gap up to where? This blue line. We reject off of that blue line. You can get yourself a trade there, or you can just wait for us to break it, right? Now we're going. We get the body of a candle here. We pull back to where? The body of a candle. We break the zone again, and we go to where? The next blue line. All right? Then we pull back. We have to fill this gap. We created a gap up. We created a gap up. We fill this gap up right here. That's why the wick comes all the way down to this point. And then we needed to fill this gap up. So before we could push higher, we have to fill the imbalance. Come to the 23 EMA, we filled the imbalance. So we can put a white line right here. Okay, that's where we filled an imbalance. So now we're working off of the imbalance. Imbalance to this point. Oh, look at that. We gapped up to where? The blue line again. Then we pushed up to where? This white line again. Body of the candle, wick. Every single time. Now the body of the candles are above this. So now we've started a higher range. This is 10:30 in the morning, and we're going higher for the rest of the day. We end the day much higher than the day before, right? So now we have right here, mark that with a white line. So we gap up the next day. We create an imbalance. We going up to the ceiling, going up to the ceiling. This is Wednesday. This is, where's Thursday? Where's the end of Wednesday? Okay, here's the end of Wednesday. We start off in basically the same zone, hitting right here at 9:30, coming on back, hitting it again at 11:30, coming on back, pull back. All right, we're getting equal with this level right here. Look at that, white line, body of the candles. All right, so now you're in the upper third of this as well. Now you're bouncing there, you're finally breaking out, you're finally going to a higher point, but that's it. We're trying to reach 610. Is when I was like, yo, we're gonna get to 610. We got to 609.07, and this is for every single stock. And we start to reject. Okay, we come all the way down here, filling this gap. We come all the way down here to the body of this candle right here. Then we get to the candle wick here at the other candle wick. So now it's equal with that candle wick over there from this candle. Boom. So we took it from November 29th all the way to December 10th, right? Come the next day, because that's a hard pullback right there. Rocket launch us right back up to where? Body of the candles. Draw another line. Body of the candle, 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 body of the candle. Right back to that point there. Then where we're going, we're trying to push back up to the high. Well, we can't quite make it to the high. So the body of this candle right here meets the resistance from this candle area over here, which is the top of that wick. Top of that wick, meet body of the candle. So again, we reject. We get back under this line with the body of a candle, so we know the next day is going to do what? Gap down. We gap down, we push all the way down here into the imbalance, but we leave a massive imbalance behind. We push up. We have to fill this candle wick, okay? We have to fill that candle wick right there. So here we go. We come down with the body of a candle, pull lower, hit this little support area right here at 3:30, push all the way up there, and now we're starting the next day. So 3:30, we gapped up again, we pushed all the way back up to the resistance area right here. This candle wick and this candle wick align with one another from the previous day, and then we start to go down. So you don't always get to the previous day's high, you get to the volume imbalances in there. So we hit the volume imbalance perfectly. It's perfectly even with literally Thursday, and this is Friday. We push down to where? This area right here. When you can't get all the way down there, that's because you're only filling the body of this candle. Look at the white line again. Body of the candle, candle wick, candle wick, candle wick. Now, this is the trick right here. We're going up off the floor. We close out the day. We pop up just like we should. We get up to right here. The body of this candle meets the body of that candle. Pushing up, pushing up. Finally, we cross this wick, break that, and then we hit this line here, and you notice that we kind of float in front of it. That is your early warning symbol. It happens on the 5-minute time frame. It happens on the 1-hour time frame. It happens on the 4-hour time frame. This is your early warning system that we're about to spike down. It is 12:30. It is 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. We start our descent. So we ended the day down here below the body of this candle, equal with the body of this candle. Notice the bodies of the candle. The next day, we spike down. Where do we spike down to? Right below this white line. But directly to this body of this candle right here. So we spike down to the body of this candle. We get directly below the white line there. We start pushing down. We hit the support area again. We float above the support because it's flushing, but it's not quite ready to drop. This is a Tuesday. Tuesday's not going to give us enough momentum to roll. We're going to have to roll into a Thursday or a Friday. So here we are, Tuesday. And then we hit Wednesday 9:30. We go ahead and shoot up a little bit, drive up, basically filling this gap, getting to the body of this candle right here. But we can't get all the way up through this gap. Now, had we gotten all the way up through this gap, we would have been able to go ahead and break this area here. We would have went to 609. But because we couldn't get past the body of this candle or this candle and get up out of the gap, we went to 50% of the gap, and then we hard reject at 12:30. Here we are Wednesday. Wednesday's what? FOMC. Wednesday the 18th, FOMC. We get a nice rocket down. Massive fall. Stopping just above this line right here, pushing up to, I want you to see how crazy that is. We made this line way back over there, not looking forward. This white line right here is your strong area of resistance now. It's trying to push back up. It's being resisted. It's giving you the warning that if I can't get back into this area, I'm going down. So we explode down. We don't hesitate to go through this line. Guess where we stop at? The next line. Isn't it crazy how 4-hour lines, 4-hour points of interest, just hit, stop, reject, go ahead and draw this right here, because this is going to match up with something else in a couple of moments as we go forward. We've been shown the path forward and the new resistance area. So we push down through this blue line. We get to exactly this white line here, which is, oh, crazy, in line with the candle that's coming in the future. We push back up to the blue line, stop, reject, all the way to this point right here, and then pull down again, form the next candle going through, and then go up. Form the next candle right there, body of that candle, and we start going down. So this is your new double resistance area right here. Push down, bounce off of that again, come back up, rejects off that again, rejects off that again, goes down, comes back into the zone, but this time we already had the body of a candle through this zone. So the next one is a large trip downwards. So then we start falling and falling and falling, and we get down here super duper aggressively at 9:30 the next morning. The day just starts down here. Friday. And that's the beautiful thing about Friday. All this same massive move here, small candle, medium candle, large candle, we get a large candle, medium candle, small candle going the other way. So as soon as you get above this line is the best time to take the play. I really don't play around down here because it's usually going to juggle a little bit. But as soon as you get past that blue line, take the play. Gets you to the volume imbalance here. And then the next candle at 10:30 takes you the rest of the way to where? The resistance area right there. But then the next candle at 11:30 breaks this level here and takes us to where? The resistance level right here. Once we get to the 23 EMA, if we don't fly all the way to the 200 EMA, we know that we're going to get a nice little rejection, sing us back down to this point here. Now all you have to do is get in here, protect yourself to this, and then ride that down to the blue line. And that in and of itself is another $5 play. So we can't break through the blue line. We're not going any lower. We're going to start our path back up. We're going up, me. Reject right there at the blue line. Break the blue line. Come back through the blue line to the body of the candle every single time. So we can put a white line there because it's going to matter later. Now we get the 3:30. We end right here. Can't quite get to this point. So what do we need to do? We need to pop up to the top of that candle right there, which is the high from 12:30. Look at the next day. We gap up to exactly the high at 12:30. Starts to take off. We break the 200 EMA finally, and we're going to stair step our way back up to this high right here. This white line that was created by this candle wick is exactly where we're going to stop and reject. It did the same thing on ES. It did the same thing on NQ, and it can make you a lot of money knowing where things are going to react. So we get through the blue line. Can't go all the way down to the 200 EMA, but we get to body of that candle. Mark it out. Okay, going back up. We keep resisting here, but we got a warning that we might be able to get through there. But you know what I said, when you get this type of situation, again, we going down, baby. So we stop with a red candle to end the day. We gap down and we immediately go to the 200 EMA to let us know that we're not going back up. So then we start to pull it down. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30 breaks the blue line. We get to the support. Remember the little white line that we drew right here? The body of the candle, that's where we get to. And then we start to go back north to the 50%, ending at a white line. Rejecting again, but finishing out the day blue overall because the body of this candle is lower than the body of this candle on the right. But guess what? Even though we finished out that way overall, we never crossed the 9 EMA to the 23 EMA or the 200 EMA, which would have sent us higher. Instead, we stayed right there in the downtrend. So the next day, we blow up and we come to below the blue line, letting us know that, okay, we're starting the day off pushing down. But when we couldn't push all the way down there, we had a nice little recovery to the halfway point in the body of the candles again, right? Wick, showing us just like that pattern before. We're going down. We're going down. Drop. 12:30 comes around, you get a correction at 1:30, starts to go to the upside, pulls back, starts to go to the upside again, getting you right back to this little white line right there, pulling back below this blue line, letting us know that we're going down further. Where are we going? We're going right here. Now this is where manipulations happen. So we're going to right here, right? We're pushing down. This extra bit right here is the manipulation. This little tiny piece from 580.86 to 580.46 is a human manipulation. We start to roll back up. So in this situation, when we're going down and we hit this line, once we wick through, I'm going to wait because we've been dead even with that. I'm gonna wait to see if we go all the way down here. If we stop and turn around, the second we hit this blue line, I'm taking my trade. Or the second we get even with the body of this candle right here, I'm taking my trade. So I take my trade, body of this candle, protect to the white line, and then we never come back down to the white line and we just ride it out for the rest of the day, ending our day at 15:30 here, right at the body of this candle. So now we gap up to where? The top of the body of the candle. We're trying to get there at 3:30 to the top of the body of this candle. We can't get there, so the next day we gap up to exactly there. Once we get even with the body of this candle, you may take your trade to the upside. Start your trade to the upside right there at 9:30. What is this? 9:30 in the morning, which is why you see me trade 9:30 in the morning a lot. It's not that hard to trade 9:30 in the morning when you know what the goal is and where they're going. So we go up, get to the body of this candle with the candle wick, we stop, finally surpass the body of the candle right there, get another candle going to this point, equal with the little candle wick there, finally feel that imbalance left behind by this candle wick. We immediately feel the imbalance left behind by that pullback, and then we start to go higher, stopping where? These candle wicks right there, equal with the body of the candle, ending the day above the 9 EMA, meaning that we're not rejecting and going down any further. So we're not going to wake up in the morning to a gap down because we're above the 9 EMA still on the 1 hour time frame. Then we do what? Now we're trying to get to this point right here. We're trying to get to the body of this candle. So then we explode in the morning and we gap up to where? The body of the candle on the left meets this candle wick right here, and then we eventually get our way into that candle, and then we're eventually making our way up into the body of this candle over here and our blue line. Notice we hit the blue line, the 4 hour resistance. We reject off of that, and then we start following this pattern. I repeated this so many times so that you could see it's happening all the time. It's happening every single time this week. And once you start to understand what part of the market you're trading in, it's going to get so much easier for you. Let's go all the way to the right. And you're seeing the same thing. You're seeing the same things on this end. Go to this blue line and reject. Go to this blue line and support. Go to this blue line and support again. Get back above that blue line in the 200 EMA. We're going even higher. Go to this blue line and pause. But we originally almost got there. We got to the body of that candle and rejected. So now we're at this blue line. It crossed above it. As soon as it crosses above it, you're in a new higher zone, and you're not going to stop until you reach the top of the supply zone. So you reach the top of the supply zone. We get to a brand new 613 right here, right? And then we do the same thing that we did. Reject to the body of the candle right there on the left hand side, pushed up. You get this red candle previewing the rejection. You get this candle that stops a little bit higher, but you're starting to fall down. You're starting to see the 9 EMA shift. Wake up in the morning, you get the push down. Immediately you see the 9 EMA and the 23 EMA turning down. You go down through this area right here to the bodies of the candles over there. You get supported, pushes you back up, but guess what? You can't get to the top of this candle, so you're going even further at 9:30 the next day. Here you are, couldn't get all the way back up there, so now we're not going up any higher. It's time to start the fall. Now for my swing traders, this is a Friday. This is where you can swing over the weekend. It's going down. We break the 200 EMA. Once we break this 200 EMA in the 1 hour, you're good to chill for the rest of the time. Like if you were swinging from 9:30 in the morning, at 1:30 you broke this 200 EMA, you're like, oh, I'm good. I'm chilling. and it's just going down. It's coming back to the 200. It's going down. It's coming back up towards 200, but we're below the 90 MA. Notice, pushing down, 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 down. So now you get in on 9:30 in the morning. Let's say you get in at 10:30 or whatever, right here. 6:07. You're like, I'm gonna get like a week-long swing or whatever. Get like 4 or 5 of them boys, and then we're just riding down. So you wake up 10:30, get in there at 6:07. You come in on Monday. You're down to 596, so you've had a $10 move. If you wait until Tuesday, you're down to 590, so you've had a $17 move over a 3-day period. Friday, Monday, Tuesday. You're getting down towards the support line here, but you can't quite break. You get that upside down T there, telling us that we're going to start to turn back up. We go up, break that, create another upside down T, showing us that we're going to go back up. We pull it down to this blue line here. We get supported by that blue line. As soon as we don't break in there, that's a trade for my scalpers and for my intraday holders. That's a trade right there. If I'm even, I'm leaving. Let's go, baby. We're going north. We break this candle pattern right here. Resist right at that point right there. We resist one more time, pulling down. But guess what? We can't get back to your entry, so you're cool to hold. If you got in at the blue line, you're cool to hold. We break the 90 MA on the very next candle, and now you know how the day is going to start going up. We're going to go up and resist off of the blue line. Once again, these are all 4-hour time frames. We're going to push down to the blue line, be supported, be supported, be supported. We're going to push up. We can't hold because we wicked down, but we went all the way back up to the 23 NMA. Couldn't break, couldn't go any higher, so we're going where? We're going down. So here we are at 10:30 now. 10:30 opens up and we start splashing. Start breaking through, pull it back up, and we're getting lower and lower every time. We're getting closer and closer to staying below the 90 MA every single time. As long as we don't go back up through this 23 MA, you are good to hold. 1:30 comes along, 2 o'clock comes along, 3 o'clock comes along. We finish way down there. Pull down to the blue line the next day, start to rotate back up, push up, resisting right here, pushing back down, resisting right there again. So we're going where? Lower. That's this week. That's literally this Friday. All right, Friday we get right there. As soon as we start pulling back up through this blue line at 582, it's time to start taking trades to the upside. That is how you understand the flow of the market and what you should be trading and when you should be trading it. Take this video, watch it a couple of times over, understand what I'm telling you. This works for options, this works for futures. I'm sure if this was a Forex type of chart, it would probably work for Forex as well. But there is a zone that we are working in, and you have to understand which part of the zone am I in. This box is the market structure. We never broke this box. The entire time we traded, from the moment of November 4th, 2024, we have not broke this box. Once we break this box, once we break this blue line at 575 here, which would be the next area that we would be trying to fill, then we'll be going down to 569. If you go to the daily, once this refreshes, I think I just need to refresh it. Once you go to the daily, oh, look at that, 569. Where this box is the 200 EMA for the daily. So it's a probable target, unlikely, you know, because what will happen is that the 200 EMA will eventually migrate up to this blue line, making that just a higher point, but still a probability that we can make it down to the 569. But look, we haven't left this range. We're still in this range, and we're just dancing in here, biding our time to figure out if the market's going to go much higher or if it's going to pull it back down to this. But the most it's going to pull it down to is this 569 to 564 area, and then going back up and start going higher. I hope that was entertaining. I hope that was educational. I hope that made some sense to you and that you are able to take trades going forward and really, really, really keen on making some money. Like, what I'm doing is not amazing. I just understand the overall flow of the market, and I pick which part we're in for that particular day. Some days we get big old pushes down where we break a full 2, 3, 4 sections of the market. Those are the most amazing days, and I want you to see they happen a lot. It happened right here, happen again right here, happen again right here. But guess what? You get some ups too. You get some big ups as well. But the big pullbacks are what I love the most, because that signifies you're going to get a lot of money with very little resistance, if any at all. But thank you guys so much for checking out the video, and I'll check you out in the next one. This has been another full transparency trading session. Y'all know the motto: take the easy money. It's your boy Sebastian. My baby just walked in, so I'm out.